Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamurizana gino mikoto. Tsukushi no gimuka no tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi haragi misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono kami tachi moro moro no magaguto tsumi kegare o. Harai tamae kiyome tamae toma o sugoto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kuni tsukami ya o yorozu no kami tachi domo ni ame no fuji koma no nimi furitatete kikoshin neseto kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kannagara damachi haemase. Kannagara damachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, the time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive.
Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama. And beauty. People who love beauty and appreciate the world of art in all its forms are already living in a spiritual paradise. Those who do not appreciate the beauty of nature, the moon, snow, and flowers, and are not grateful for the kindness bestowed by are on a low spiritual level. To enjoy spring's flowers and our autumn's bright leaves is all a way of expressing gratitude to God for his benevolence. Paradise may be called a world of art. Truly fine painting, literature, music, and other forms of art will flourish in the daylight age. Not only these, but all phases of living should be equally artistic, for art is an essential part of life. In essence, art must be based upon truth, beauty, and goodness. This principle extends to the body also. In illness, whether physical, mental, or spiritual, results when the art of living is violated. The channeling of the divine light, therefore, can truly be called an art. Health is the true state of being, the true condition of humanity. The fundamental requisite for the transformation into paradise on earth is the embodiment of truth, virtue, and beauty in every part of living.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association morning service of the national headquarters. Today, I would like to share the faith experience of Ermelinda José Mapo. She's from the Machakene Johrei Center, Mozambique. Ermelinda is a Johrei member and gives service as an assistant missionary. She was guided to our church in 2018 in front of the Johrei Center through a flower of light. When she was passing in front of the Johrei Center, a man approached her, offered her a flower, and said that it would give her light to her path. She asked how a flower would bring light into her life, and he invited her to go inside the center. But in a hurry, she declined the offer. She went a few steps further, but a voice told her to go back. She went inside the center and prayed in front of the altar with the man who offered the flower. She received Johrei and began having spiritual possession. But with the aid of prayer, she got better. She left the church very happy. On the way home, she bumped into a friend, Rosa Sitoe. Ermelinda told her she had visited a very good church, whose headquarters are in Kumbeza, and Ermelinda would like her to also visit the church. They both received the sacred focal point eventually, the Ohikari, and became members. The reasons for Ermelinda becoming a member were family conflicts, marital conflicts, poverty, and disease. She lived for 4 years with her husband, who passed away after an illness. Afterwards, Ermelinda and her son had no house to stay, so they lived in an abandoned house in their neighborhood for 10 years. Ermelinda and son lived only on her late husband's pension because she had never worked in her life. Another problem she had was that even before she was born, according to her family, she was predestined to be a healer, inheriting this mission from her maternal grandmother. To become a healer, then she was subject to a folk treatment that demanded her to live in a bush for 3 months. Moreover, she had to sleep in her mother's grave. This worried her family, and seeing her situation, they thought she was going crazy, and they wanted to call healers to treat her, but she always declined. In the midst of this suffering, she began attending our church, where she received the following guidance: participate every day in the 6 in the morning prayer, receive 10 Johrei per day, give service cleaning the center's restroom, do the daily donation and tithe, keep flowers of light at home, and distribute flowers in her community. On the day she gave service cleaning the restroom, when she went back home, someone offered her 200 medicals, the money currency, something that had never before. Immediately, she materialized a special donation. She began receiving many blessings. Her brother, whom he raised and had not visited her for 10 years, went to visit her and started supporting her financially. Thank God the Messiah Meishu-sama, the spiritual possessions she used to have decreased considerably and she got a job. The faith experience she would like to share actually is related to the practice of enshrining our ancestors, Sorei Saishi. On the day she received the Ohikari, she had the permission to get a job, something that she was always looking for but had difficulties to get. After some time at work, she started not to have time to give service and participate in the dedications, and also didn't do the Sorei Saishi. As time went by, she began having conflicts at home. She would always fight with her husband for no apparent reason, and sometimes they would even get aggressive with each other. At her job, her boss accused her of stealing. At the end of August, already tired of all her problems, she decided to terminate her employment contract. The same day after that, she went to the center to express gratitude for the purification she was going through. When she arrived there, she asked a missionary to pray with her before the altar. But before they prayed, the missionary, seeing her sad, asked her what was wrong and why she had not been attending the church. She said it was because of her job, but now she was unemployed again and could not understand why that was happening. After her reflection, the missionary asked how her dedication and Sorisaishi were going, if she was taking care of her ancestors correctly and having committed hours at the center. After these questions, she was able to reflect about all of these points. The missionary talked about the importance of making the Soroi Saishi and why we should do it. The talk that Ermelinda had with the missionary was very important, as she was able to realize the things she was doing wrong in her dedications, and she discovered the real reason for her purification. After deep reflection, they went to the altar to ask for forgiveness and to thank the Supreme God, Messiah Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for having warned her about these situations. She also made the commitment to have committed hours twice a week. She made an appointment the next day with the person in charge of the center, the minister, and also with the person in charge for the Sorei Saishi. So for her to renew and enshrine the ancestors she had not done previously. Thank God the Meishu-sama, hours after she did the Sorei Saishi, she received a call from her brother who always criticized our church and had negative opinions about her dedications. He wanted actually to find out more about our church so he could start attending it. 2 weeks later, she called her ex-boss to ask about the possible payment of her salary, even though she was not working anymore. Her boss said that she had not fired Ermelinda and that there was a misunderstanding as the person who stole the company goods was another co-worker. Her boss said that she would send Ermelinda the salary for the day she worked, but it would be okay if she wanted to go back to work. Ermelinda once again could confirm that everything that we face, be it purifications or blessings, come to educate us and develop our faith. Today she is happy and the conflicts that she had at home are being overcome. She made her donation of gratitude for these blessings received, and she regularly has her committed hours at the center. Ermelinda's commitment is to work hard in guiding others to the path of light so that they can be saved, just as she was saved by Meishu-sama. She has already guided many people to our church. She's thankful to the ministers, missionaries, and members for all the support they gave to her. Thank you very much for attending this morning service. I wish you a very wonderful day. Thank you.
Of our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us. Blessed day.